Hi, I'm Jen Roberts. Today we're going to be discussing the Transitional IPA. The patient-driven payment model is quickly approaching and several of the ARD look-back timeframes have opened. Effective October 1st, all residents who are in your building who are being skilled under Medicare Part A will be required to have a Transitional IPA assessment. The Transitional IPA cannot be combined with any other assessments. The Transitional IPA must have an ARD between 10/1 through 10/7/2019. So this means A2300 must have the date of 10/1 through 10/7. So any one of those dates will work just fine. The look-back time frame is different for each section of the Transitional IPA. Section GG has a 3-day look-back period. That is your ARD plus 2 days prior. The look-back time frame for Section B, Section C, Section E, Section G through Section I, Section J 1100 through J 1500, and Section K 0100 and K 0510A through K 0510Z, and Section O 0400 through 0500 have a 7-day look-back time frame. So that's going to be your ARD plus 6 days prior. The look-back time frame for Section D, Section O, and Section O 0100A through O 0100Z is 13 days prior to the ARD. So that is your ARD plus 13 days prior. The completion date for the Transitional Interim Payment Assessment is the ARD plus 14 days, and that is Section Z of the MDS. The Transitional Interim Payment Assessment needs to be completed by several different members of the interdisciplinary team, so it's very important that you share with them the look-back time frame so they know when they should start beginning to capture their information and complete their interviews. The ARD dates of 10/1, if any of you have selected those, you're already in your look-back time frame. You can see in the next column for Section GG, 9/29/19 through 10/1/19 will be the time frame for which you're gathering information for Section GG. The next area, Section B, C, E, G through I, J, K, and O, have a 7-day look-back time frame. So 9/25 through 10/1 would be the time frame you would collect your data if you selected the ARD of 10/1. And you can see how that grid works, so you can be aware of when your windows are opening and ensure that you're communicating with your IDT members. Now we're going to take a look at the item set for the interim payment assessment. We'll start with Section A. There's not a lot of changes here. It's just going to be noting the type of assessment that you have. And remember, the interim payment assessment is designed to be completed for changes in payment, and the Transitional IPA must be completed those first 7 days of October for all residents in your facility who are receiving skilled Med-A services. So you can see Section B is a 7-day look-back time frame. Section C, we're going to be completing the BIMS interview to get that cognitive status. Section D, resident mood, the PHQ-9. Remember, that has a 2-week look back, so you have 14 days from your assessment reference date to conduct that interview. And also, if you're completing the staff assessment, again, that 14-day look back time frame. So for many of you, if you have set your ARDs for 10/1 or even 10/7 actually, all of the items in Section D, are in their current look back time frame. So you should be collecting information for those areas now. Section E, we have behavioral symptoms. Section GG, the functional abilities and goals for the interim payment assessment. Remember to use the last 3 days of the look back time frame, so your ARD, and then 2 days prior to that. That will set your functional mobility score by completing that. Section H, the bowel and bladder. Section I, 0020, your primary medical condition category. And I0020B is the ICD-10 code for your resident's skilled stay. Section I, that 7-day look-back time frame. And as you can see, there are not as many diagnoses listed above that we can check. That's because on the IPA, we are only looking at reimbursement items, so not all of the same items will be here as you normally see. I-8000, make sure you're using that mapping tool so you can identify the diagnoses that you need to select here so you can get credit for all of your comorbidities. Section J, we have that new surgical procedures in J2100. So looking at, did the resident have a major surgery during the prior inpatient hospital stay that requires active care during the skilled nursing facility stay. Section K, 0100, that swallowing disorder. If speech evals, make sure we're speaking with them to see if they had any problems with the resident swallowing. If they did, you can capture that. So you only have to have one instance of the problem with eating or swallowing to code that here. K0510A through Z, we're looking at a 7-day look back. We have section M, pressure ulcers, skin conditions. Section N, we only have the insulin injections and insulin orders. Again, only items that impact payment. Section O, 0100, you can see you only have one option here, that while a resident. So we don't have the option that we normally have, that O0100 item 1. That is not here since we're only looking at items that impact payment. So those had to occur while a resident. Then we have O0400 therapies, and we're only tracking the respiratory therapy at this point. Occupational therapy, OT, speech, they are not here because we are no longer tracking the minutes that they're providing. Restorative nursing programs, O0500A through J. You're going to need that 15 minutes a day and 2 programs at least 6 days a week in order to qualify for additional payment here. Then we have the correction in section Z. I hope you found this information to be very helpful. Please make sure and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you're notified when we release new videos. And as always, I hope you have an amazing day, and thanks for learning with Jen.